Okay, so I just write the rate. Okay, so just go through previous session and then we'll move ahead. Okay, so we started with the global coordinate system, starting defining a n1 shape function. We wrote down what is n1, what is n2, and then we also wrote down what is n3. Okay, so n1 is xi and n2 is eta and n3 is 1 minus zeta and eta. Then we have written the isoparametric formulation for the displacement as well as for the coordinates. So u equal to n1 q1 plus n2 q3 plus n3 q5, and similarly for the v, and we could write down q equal to u into v, and we have written n1 n2 n3 n1 n2 n3 in this way. We have written this formulation, so q equal to n into q. Then we have also seen that if we put down the value of n1 in this equation, we get u equal to xi q1 plus eta q3 plus 1 minus xi eta q5, and then we get u equal to q1 minus q5 xi, q3 minus q5 eta q5. Similarly, we get v equal to q2 minus q6 xi and q4 minus q6 eta plus q6. Then we wrote the formulation for coordinate system n1 x1, n2 x2, n3 x3, then n1 y1, n2 y2, and n3 y3. After simplifying, we get equation number 7. And in equation 7, x1 minus x3 we put as x13, and therefore by simplifying equation 7 we get the equation number 8. Okay, so that is what up till now we have done, and then we have solved few numericals. Okay, so now what we want to establish the relationship for the strain. Okay, so that is what is my objective. So therefore what I'm going to do, I'm going to write u is a function of, okay, x, where x is a function of xi and eta, and it is u is also a function of y, and y is also a function of xi and eta. Okay, so from this I can write down delta u by delta xi. Okay, that is equal to delta u by delta x and delta x by delta xi plus delta u by delta y and delta y by delta xi. Okay, similarly I can write down delta u by delta eta, delta u by delta x, delta x by delta eta plus delta u by delta y and delta y by delta eta. So this is what the equation I got. So I will go with the equation number 1 9 and 9, this is 10. Okay, so this is my equation number 10. So this is how I got this one. Okay, now I can write this in the matrix formulation. Okay, so I can write delta u by delta xi, delta u by delta eta, okay, and which will be equal to delta u by, no, not delta u, delta x by delta xi, okay, because this is common, delta u by delta x, delta u. Okay, so then delta y by delta xi, delta x by delta eta and delta y by delta eta, and it will be multiplied to delta u by delta x, delta u by delta y. So this is equation number 11. Okay, So just let me know whether you understood up to equation number 11 or not. Then we'll move ahead. Okay, fine. So now basically from equation 11 I get the J. So J equal to deba x by deba xi, deba y by deba xi, deba x by deba eta, and deba y by deba eta. So this is called as J matrix. Okay, and this is called as Jacobian matrix. So J stands for Jacobian matrix. Okay, so let's find out this. So deba x by deba xi. So I go to equation number 7. Okay, so from equation 7, not 7, 8. So deba x by deba xi. So I get x13. What I'm going to get? X13 deba x by deba xi. So which equation I again forgot? 8. Okay, so I just write here from equation 8 I get this as a x13. Okay, similarly deba y by deba xi. Okay, so just let me know what is deba y by deba xi. Okay, so it is y13. Similarly deba x by deba eta. So one by one find out. Deba y by deba eta. Okay, first I got it x23. Somebody has to confirm, huh? And y23. Okay, so any one of you has to confirm. Okay, so I just show you equation number 8. You take a screenshot also and keep it with you. 7, 6 and not 6, 5 and 8. That is what we are going to require. So you may take a screenshot and keep it with you. Okay, and somebody has to confirm the Shruti's answer. Okay. Is the answer is correct or not? Anyone else? Samitra, Arohi is there? I think she is absent today. So anybody has to confirm these values. Yeah, correct. So let's move ahead. So therefore, from this I can write JS, okay, x13, y13, then x23 and y23. Okay. So now few important properties. Area of triangle is given as 1 by 2 determinant of G. So 1 by 2 of x13, y23 minus x23 and y13. So this gives me a area of that particular triangle. So this is the important property. Okay, so area of triangle we are going to calculate with the help of this formula. Because not always triangle will be right angle triangle. Okay, or that means, or I can say in explicit form, base and height will be available to you. So only the coordinates may be given to you, and then calculation of base and height would be a troublesome job. So in terms of coordinate, you can calculate area in this way. Okay, so these are in form of coordinates. x13 means x1 minus x3, y23 means y2 minus y3, and so on. So easily you can calculate the area. Okay. Anyway, we are going to require J. So if we are reaching up to this, then area is easily calculated in this way instead of going with some different techniques. Okay, anyway, determinant of J we are going to require. Okay, so now from equation 11, okay, so what we are interested in strain. Okay, so now if you observe carefully, left hand side is not strain. Okay, but the right hand side, which I am saying, this is the representation of strain. Okay, because it's a u by dx, u by dy. So that's in global coordinate, and that represents the strain in x direction and strain in y direction of because of displacement u. Okay, because of displacement of u, strain in x direction is delta u by delta x, and because of u, strain in y direction is delta u by delta y. So I want to find out this and not this. Okay, so therefore I can write delta u by delta x is equal to delta u by delta y equal to, okay, equal to J inverse of delta u by delta xi and delta u by delta eta. Okay, now what is J inverse? 1 of determinant of J. So see, 1 of determinant of J we are calculating, and area we can get it easily. And the transpose of the J. So it is y23, x13, and this will change the sign. Okay. So this is my J inverse basically. Okay. So once the J inverse is calculated, I am in a position to find out the stress in x and y direction because of displacement u. Okay, so ultimate aim is to find out that one. So now let's evaluate first what is del by u by del by xi and del by u by del by eta. So this term I want. So I already told you that use equation 5, okay, to find out this. So just let me know what is the value. So you can refer the equation number 5, which already I have told you. Take a snapshot of that. And just let me know del by u by del by xi or del by u by del by eta. Yeah, good. So it is q1 minus q5 and q1 minus, sorry, this will be 3. No, 5 and 3. Okay, 1 minus 5 and 1 minus 3. Correct. So 3 minus 5. Okay. So that is what I am going to get it. So anybody could confirm these values? Okay. So now I go with del by u by del by x, del by u by del by y is equal to 1 of determinant of j, and I have y23 minus y13 minus x23 x13, okay, and into q1 minus q5 and q3 minus q5. Okay, this is what I got. So again I expand this du by del by u by del by x, del by u by del by y is equal to 1 of determinant of j, and now I could write this as y23 q1 minus q5, and see this into this plus this into this, so minus y13 q3 minus q5, this will be minus x23 q1 minus q5 plus x13 q3 minus q5. Okay, so just verify this and let me know whether this is correct or not, then we'll move ahead. Okay, fine. So this is correct. Okay. Now what I can do to eliminate the negative sign. Okay, so that is what I'm going to do. So delta u by delta x, then I'm going to write delta u by delta y. So I can eliminate the negative sign. 1 upon determinant of j. Okay, so y23 q1 minus q5, okay, plus y31 q3 minus q5. So I just eliminated the negative sign. x32 q1 minus q5 plus x13 q3 minus q5. Okay, so there is no negative sign, so it will be a lot easier for me. Okay, so on similar basis, I can write delta v by delta x, delta v by delta y. So you can do this, but on similar basis, I also can write this. Okay. So one of determinant of j, okay, y23 q2 minus q6 plus y31 okay, you can start writing, just give me a minute. Okay, so y31 q4 minus q6 x32 q2 minus q6 plus x31 q4 minus q6. So this is what I can get. Okay, now my strain is equal to delta u by delta x, delta v by delta y, and shear strain will be delta u by delta y plus delta v by delta x. So this is my shear strain at the last. Okay, and directional strain are this. So these are the directional strain. So from this I can quickly write using above two equation. So this is equation number maybe what I got previously 11. Okay, so I can call this as the equation number 12 and equation 13. Okay, so from 12 and 13, so I can write this. Okay, one of determinant, so I don't have a space here, so I will write at the end. Okay, so this will be y23 q1 minus q5 plus y31 q3 minus q5. Then I can write y23 q2 minus q6 plus y31 q4 minus q6 then I can write x32 q1 minus q5 plus x13 q3 minus q5, okay, plus, okay, here I made the mistake. So I want dv by dx, dv by dy I want. Okay, so dv by dy x32 q2 minus q6 plus x31 q4 minus q6, and then plus y23 q2 minus q6 plus y31 q4 minus q6 and multiplied by 1 of determinant of g. So that factor is there. Okay. So just let me know whether you understood this or not. Okay. So I just write epsilon is equal to, okay, y23 q1 plus y31 q3, okay, minus, or I can say plus also, it doesn't make any difference. Okay, I take the common minus, no issue. So I can add it. So I take out q5 common or plus common, and then I can write minus y23, leave it this, plus q5 y23 minus y31. Okay, so it is y2 minus y3, and it is minus sign y23 minus of y2 y3 minus y1. Okay, so you could see clearly this y3 will get cancelled because of sign. So I get minus y2 and plus y1. So I get y13. Okay, so therefore I can replace this with y13. Okay, now this is x32q2 plus x31q4, and now I have x32 and x31. Okay, so 3 will get cancelled and 1 minus 2 I will get it. So no, this is 1 minus 2, y1 2. So I need to correct this. So this is 1 2 I'm going to get. Okay, so 1 2. So here I'm going to get 1 3. So 1 2 again I'm going to get. 3 2. Is there any mistake? Just try to find out. Okay, so I just write it here. X3 to x3 minus x2 minus no, minus of x3 minus x1. So it is not getting subtracted. So there is some issue then. If it is not going to get subtracted, somewhere we have made the mistake. One, two. X3 2. So this is correct, and this is x3 1. So not this is x1 3, not 3 1. So this is x1 3. Okay, and therefore this is also x1 3, and then now this will come x1 x3. Now it gets subtracted. So 2 positive and 1 negative. Now Q4 is also I'm going to get incorrect now here. So this is x1 3, 3 2 1 3, and this will be 2 1. Okay, so x2 1 Q6. So just verify this whether this is correct or not. Okay, so now let's move ahead. Okay, so for this I don't think so any issue will come. Okay, so I will write for Q1 first. So in here Q1 is not there. So x3 to Q1. Then I search for Q2. So that is y2 3 plus y23 q2, okay, plus now q3 I search, so q3 I get it here only, that is x13. Then I search for q4, so q4 I get it here only, that is y31. Now search for q5, so q5 I get here and q5 I get it here. Okay, so that will be x21. So x21 q5 plus now q6 I get it here, y23 and y31. So 3 get cancelled, 1 minus 2. So plus y12 q6. So this is what I got, q6. Okay, and into 1 of determinant of G. Now I can write epsilon s, 1 of determinant of J. Okay, then I can write y23 0, y31 0, y12 0. Then here I can write 0, x32 0, x13 0, x21, and then I can write x32, y23, x13, y31. Then I can write x21. Okay, x21, and then finally y12. Okay, into q1, q2, q3, q4, q5 and q6. Okay, so this is what I have written. So epsilon is equal to B into Q. So what is B? This is B. Okay, so the which I have highlighted, this is the B matrix pi. Okay, so it's easy to remember. You have to remember this y23 first, always. Okay, so 2, 3 you have to remember it. So 1 upon determinant, I just write down quickly, 1 upon determinant of J. So B equal to, so I just remember y23, that this is my first element. Okay, so I make it this 0. So y23, so 1, 2, 3 you have to write down in the sequence. So this becomes, this is 2, 3, therefore this is 3, 1, 0, and finally from 3 I am going to get 1, 2 and then 0. Okay, so 2, 3 if you remember, then 3, 1 and then 1, 2, you can remember this. Now here you put 0, so whatever this value is there, exactly opposite to do with the x. So for x it is 3, 2, okay, put the 0. For this exactly x for the reversing, x13, put 0, and for this x you exactly go for the opposite, x21. Now what about this? So this x23 is going to come here, okay, and this y23 is going to come here. then this x13 is going to come here, then y31 is going to come here, then this x21 is going to come here, and finally the y12 is going to come here. Okay, so in this way you can easily memorize this. So you have to remember this first element, that is 2 3. So if you are able to remember, then you can go with whole stuff. Okay, so if you understood the matrix B, so just type B. Okay, so now I just put a problem in front of you. Okay, so now this B, if you see, I just write out B is a function of coordinates only. If you observe carefully, it is a function of coordinates only, and coordinates are constant. Okay, for an element. Therefore, B matrix is constant for an element. The other meaning is that B does not vary with xi and eta, or in other words x and y. So it is constant for an element. So it does not vary with xi and eta. Now this is, therefore strain is B into Q. Okay, so I can write strain for an element or within element, for an element or within element is constant. In other words, psi does not vary with epsilon does not vary with xi and eta. Okay, so it does not vary. So in ancestor we say we are looking for elemental solution because it does not vary with the xi. Okay, so I am looking for elemental solution and not the nodal solution, because nodal solution strain depends upon the location and the strain varies. Okay, so that happens going to be with the, if the strain is constant, then the stress is going to be constant. So that is why I go for the elemental stress rather than the nodal stress values. Okay, so what it suggests, the strain is constant. And what is the full form of CST? Can you just type it and let me know? Yeah, and that is why it is called as constant strain triangle, because strain remains constant within an element. It does not vary with the location. So if there is any kind of element, let us say something like this, so strain at this location, or at this anywhere, it remains the same. It is constant, does not vary, and therefore I am looking for elemental stress rather than the nodal stresses, because even though I try to find out, it's the same. Okay, and that is why I go with the elemental stress. Now it has some repercussions because of this. Okay, now what is that? That basically, if I have the plate something like this, having certain thickness, so it is having certain thickness, Okay, and if I want to mesh this plate, so let us say this plate is fixed at this location and at this location. Okay, fix it. Now let us say if I go with the two triangular mesh, so this is my element 1 and this is my element 2. Okay, now my strain is going to be B into Q. Okay, now for element 1, these Q's exist. Okay, so it will have some finite stress. Okay, and for element 2, okay, for element 2, all displacements are 0. So all Q are 0, all Q's. Therefore, the strain is equal to 0. So what we say here, some sigma exists with finite value, and here sigma will be equal to 0. Okay. Now let's consider another case. So I fix up like this, and now I mesh like this. Okay, so this is my, let us say, element 1 and this is element 2. Now it do have certain both for both elements. So I can say epsilon 1, because of this finite stress exists. Okay, and epsilon 2 will also exist, because of that also some finite stress will be there. Okay, so here sigma will be finite and here also some sigma will be finite. Okay, now if the problem definition is same, this is the same problem and this is the same problem, but the way I have meshed it, here I got some different result and here I got some result. So what I say, two different result I am getting just by changing over the mesh. Okay, so what it justifies basically for triangular mesh. Okay, accuracy is concerned. So this is the most important aspect that we should be aware of. For same problem, if I solve like this, I get sigma finite sigma 0. If I solve like this, I get sigma finite sigma finite. So therefore, the term called as quality checks comes in the existence. Okay, so next time we will talk about in detail about this. Okay, so now